What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Quote Us Sports.
Hello.
It is Tuesday, May 19th, episode 59, Herb. And guess what? The Cavs just beat Detroit in Game 7 last night. We got the Western Conference tipping off tonight. Shea just won back-to-back MVPs. Aaron Rodgers re-signed. The full NFL schedule officially dropped. So, let's just jump right into it and get through it.
Dive in.
But to start off, I think it's only right that we circle back to one of the segments we started last week, and that's Last Rites. Because I got an obituary for you.
Hit me. Let me hear it. And I'm listen, I haven't heard this yet. I'm hoping it's exactly what I need in my life.
Here lies the Detroit Pistons 2020-2025-2026 season. Survived 4 elimination games. Outlasted longer than they should have. Made the entire NBA uncomfortable for 2 straight rounds. Only to run out of miracles in the city that made them. They died doing what they love. Making everybody sweat. They are survived by a Cade Cunningham, a fan base that finally has something to believe in, and the longest sports obituary in recent memory. Gone too soon, would have done it again.
R.I.P. to this iteration of the Detroit Pistons.
Which, if we look back at it at the beginning of the season, it would be very obnoxious of any NBA fan, Detroit Pistons fan, to say that this was nothing but a roaring success for this roster. I don't think anybody thought they were going to be making it to the second round of the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean, you finish with the best record in the East, and you make it as deep as you did. That's something to be proud of. But I tell you what, if we boil it down to the microcosm of a Game 7 at home, boy, did they shit that bad. And they shit that bad hard. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
I might be in the minority. Maybe I'm playing devil's advocate here. I got a bad taste.
I definitely agree. If I was a Pistons fan, I would be gobsmacked with the performance of last night. That would really just leave the worst taste in your mouth after such a successful season that it was. Like, if it would have been a somewhat close game and you bow out, it happens, right? Young team. This ideally won't be the first time they're here. But to go out like that and now having to sit there with the taste of this 30-point loss in your mouth for 6 months until the start of next season, doesn't feel great.
Let's be honest, not like the taste won't be there for the first month or two of the season next year. As much as we want to sit here and say, like, last season was last season and it is. No. This is going to be a taste in the mouth, maybe till Christmas next season. I mean, it's no bueno. They had Ben Wallace. They had Rip Hamilton behind the bench. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. They pan to the crowd and half the fucking stadium's gone. That's a tough beat in Game 7.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. And unfortunately, too, I think maybe fortunately for the Pistons, I do think this playoff run really highlighted the glaring weaknesses, some of them that were known already, but some of them that they weren't, and maybe it actually helps them in the future. The first one being Jalen Duran may not be the number 2 that you were hoping he might be.
Permission to go off for
go
just
off,
a moment?
King.
Can I play the role of a delusional Detroit Pistons fan, even though I'm not a Detroit Pistons fan?
Yeah, and I'll try and play devil's advocate for you.
Listen, I get he was an all-star. I get he put up 19 and 11? Get him
Mm-hmm.
off the fucking squad. He disappeared for the last 5 weeks. What the fuck are we doing? You're in a contract year, Jalen. You're looking at a maybe 5-year, $200 million contract coming your way after a phenomenal season, and you shit the bed when it matters most. Get the fuck out of it. What are we doing, man?
Yeah, he went. I can't even play devil's advocate. He very clearly struggled in this postseason. Went from, like you said, regular season averaged almost 20 points, 11 rebounds, while shooting 65% of the floor, to the postseason where he averaged just over 10 points, 8.5 rebounds, and shot 50% from the floor.
Yeah, and
He got thoroughly outplayed in the first round by Wendell Carter, which that shouldn't happen.
Ever.
Second round, you have both Jared Allen and Evan Mobley you're going up against, so it's a little bit more forgivable, but he was essentially unplayable. He was providing absolutely no. Paul Reed was giving them better minutes off the bench than Jalen Duran was this entire series.
Tulo looked the third center looked better than he did when he was out there for the limited time that he was. Mobley and Allen made Jalen Duran their bitch for 4 straight quarters. Well, let's be honest, 3 quarters, because we got everybody out that was supposed to be playing in the fourth.
Okay, will you allow me to go off as a non-Pistons fan about what I saw?
Sure, go ahead.
If Asar Thompson doesn't fucking lock himself in a goddamn gym and shoot 3-point shots until his hands fucking bleed this summer, I will have an aneurysm. This dude is 6'7", maybe probably a top 10 defensive player in this league. And this dude attempted 24 3-point shots in the regular season this year. Don't even get me started on the postseason. He attempted 7 across 2 rounds. So now, this was already a glaring weakness for Detroit. We knew they didn't have enough shooting. But then you throw Asar Thompson at 6'7" and then Jalen Duran on the floor at the same time. There's no spacing whatsoever. And when you have Cade Cunningham, whose entire thing, his entire gist is slashing, pick and rolls, finding shooters, this is the complete opposite of what they need, you know?
They need a true 3 and D, and all they're getting is the D. And I tell you what, they got the D last night from Cleveland, okay? I mean, goodness. Now, Asur, incredible defensive talent, right? Incredible defensive talent. He also put them in a couple of bad spots throughout the playoffs. Let's be honest, it wasn't just last night and the chippy little bullshit. Like, his attitude and his lack of maturity that is developing. By the way, he is the complete opposite of his brother in terms of personality on the court. Holy shit. Are they 2 sides of the same coin, or different sides of the same coin? But yeah, no, I don't know if there's is it a jugs shooting machine? Is that what they're called? You know, the one that kicks it to you and you shoot it and it kicks. Yeah, I don't know if he can buy enough of those. He's going to have to burn through 3 or 4 of those this offseason.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have Tobias Harris, just a disappearing act. Granted, he is probably one of the most quote-unquote number 2s I've ever seen on a team that won 60 games before. But the fact that he just disappeared in the last 3 games, he had 5 points in an elimination game, Game 7. He only had 6 points in Game 6 and 13 points in Game 5.
As an NBA as a whole, can we stop paying Tobias Harris money?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think I'm good on him.
2 years, $50 million is what they gave him. Tobias Harris?
I think I'm okay with no more Tobias Harris.
Well, so then that leads me to the big one of where does Detroit go?
Dude, how much are you willing to pay Jalen Duran at this point?
See, that's the problem, right? And so I think they're going to re-sign him. I think that he fits the attitude. He fits what the coaching staff is looking for. He's just got to figure it out. Now, granted, 22 years old, still very young, but he's been in the league since 22. It's not like he hadn't been around a little bit. So, is there a world they don't re-sign him? Because he's going to be looking for that 4 to 5, 175 to 125 or $225 million contract. Is Detroit willing to say, yeah, we love the All-Star regular season, and he fades away in the playoffs? Can you pay a guy that type of money?
So next season, they're shedding Tobias Harris' contract, Kevin Hoyter's contract, Jalen Duran isn't under contract. Those are the main guys. They come with bench players as well.
They're losing
that
quite
leaves
a bit.
them at $133 million. And that includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for 10 players. Usually carry 13 on an NBA roster. I bring back Jalen Duran. The price has to make sense, though. It almost feels like a bridge deal needs to be had. Like, in the NHL, like, those are a big thing between your first and third contracts when I feel like you really haven't shown enough.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
get
like
a nice little 3-year.
I feel like a bridge deal is a necessity here, because I wouldn't be comfortable paying Duran anything close to the max, especially since Cade's already on the max and we have the aprons now in place.
He's due $50 million next year.
I would pay him a little bit more than what Miles Turner probably got in free agency from Milwaukee, which I think was 4 years between 20 and 25 million. I would aim for that ideally. Whether or not that gets the job done, I'm not sure. But then you go out there and you try and get as much shooting as humanly possible. I don't know who's a free agent this upcoming summer, but if they have a pulse and can shoot 36+% from three consistently on high volume, they better be looking at them.
I've got a guy. I've got a name for you. You're familiar with this name. Oh, this is a guy that shot 42% from three last year, a guy who played on a playoff team last year.
Okay.
But it's a guy with a player option with this current team. Andrew Wiggins, former number 1 overall pick by the Timberwolves. Now, you get him on a team-friendly 2-year. Truthfully, you could pay him less than you paid Tobias Harris the last 2 years, I'm betting, and be all the better for it. And all of a sudden, when Cade Cunningham has these slump games, which for a superstar, I don't know how we can still keep. He's a phenomenal talent, but like, is he up there like that? You can't disappear and go and score 12 points, right? You just can't do it. Well, if he has those nights, Wiggins is a guy who can get you 20, and he can shoot, and he's got veteran knowledge, and he knows what he's doing. I think that's a real possibility, and I think it's something that should be explored in Detroit. And I think he fits the culture too.
Yeah, I could see that one. Looking at the list, one name that jumps out at me that I like, DeAndre Hunter. Got stuck out there in Sacramento this last season. But then I'm also the advocate at this point. Go try and grab somebody off OKC's bench, whether it be AJ Mitchell, Cason Wallace. Dude, they have too many people at this point. They have to be willing to part with somebody at some point. And I know damn well that you give one of those guys enough runway and enough minutes, they damn well could be an all-star.
Do you see, and the only reason I ask this is because his contract, he's a pending free agent, but Lou Dort is potentially going to hit free agency. And when you think about, like, okay, we're getting another defender, a guy who understands what it takes to win a championship, but then again, I don't love the shooting.
I think Lou Dort should really look into getting into professional fighting of some sort.
Well, hey, perfect. Now we got the Bash Bros back in with the Pistons with Isaiah Stewart and Lou Dort. Just let them box everybody at halftime.
God, it'd be like, did you ever grow up watching whereas basketball, but then they had trampolines, and you were just allowed to just clobber people into like this pixie glass like
I'm
hockey.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about Slam Ball on
Yeah,
ESPN The
slam
Ocho?
ball.
Come on now.
Yeah, imagine you had to go up against Isaiah Stewart and Lou Dort trying to play that.
I'll tell you what, Slam Ball would have made it if those two were in the league back then. Okay, we'd still be having the Slam Ball finals.
But let's pivot.
Hold on, hold on. There is something that I want to mention. Did you watch this whole game, or did you kind of catch it on the side?
Caught it on the side.
There was an absolute scene behind one of the hoops in Detroit. Let me paint this picture for you. I wish I had a photo to send you. I need to find one. But it's the second quarter, and somebody's talking shit to Donovan Mitchell from the baseline seats, right? You know how they build it out behind there?
Yeah.
And Prime, thank you, Prime, for getting this angle. But they showed Mitchell walking away talking shit over his shoulder to who? A 45-year-old white dude. Let me paint you this picture. He's wearing black frame glasses. I assume they're not prescription. Gold chains, a Tom and Jerry blue polo buttoned to the top, a fanny pack, and highlighter green shorts. And this guy is running his mouth. And then there's a couple behind him that look like they're one drink away from a domestic assault. They're hollering over his shoulder. You got four frat bros in the front. The scene that was behind this basket, my friend, was an absolute all-timer. And thank you, Prime, for giving it to us. I couldn't let this pass. This guy, you want to talk about is it Khan? Is that the guy from the Raptors, the super fan? You know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
The gentleman that wears the turban?
Yes.
Yeah, this guy and that guy, those are the final two bosses of the East in terms of fandom. Let those two box at halftime, because this guy was, and mind you, this guy stayed until the end of the fourth quarter, and they panned to him, and he was the saddest little sack in his stupid ass outfit, just sitting there after getting dick slapped for 4 quarters. I'll send you the photo. It's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. I was dying laughing. It's all I could talk about for all of halftime.
Hey, he got his money's worth. That's all.
And you know he's just some fucking tech bro or some like car dealer who is just playing his 20s in his 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible stuff out of Detroit.
But let's pivot to Cleveland real quick. Give them their flowers. Donovan Mitchell, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley. Congratulations on your first conference finals appearance. It's a sight I don't think many people saw coming with the choking that has been done in the past couple of seasons. But this is the Cavs' first conference finals appearance without LeBron James since 1992. So 35 years in the making here. And it sets them up with an interesting matchup with the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
So I took some notes, handy dandy notes here.
Oh, you wrote them down?
I typed them up, but same concept, same gist.
Same, but different.
But to give you some context into what we're walking into here, the New York Knicks starters have played a whopping 309 minutes this postseason. With that in mind, Herb, do you want to guess how many minutes the Cleveland starters have played? In comparison, the Knicks have played 10 games, and the Cavs have played 14.
A lot more.
460 minutes.
Oh.
49% more.
Oh.
Yep. Another fun fact I have for you. Teams that needed 7 games in both the first and second round are just 1-4 in the conference finals.
History tells
us
the
only team that did, however, win was the 2008 Celtics. And if you remember that
they had
team,
the big 3.
They went on and won the championship. Well, technically Cleveland has a big 4, so.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
4 players that have all made an all NBA team. Yeah, I would say it's a big 4.
Yeah, the big 3 were 3 Hall of Famers. So.
Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Hall of Famers, TBD on Evan Mobley. Continuing here, just to remind you, last time we saw the Knicks, they had just reeled off consecutive games, wins, 7 consecutive wins, by a total of 185 points. During that span, shot 55% from the floor and 43% from three.
Okay.
Also, this was at a time when Cat was taking fewer than 10 shots a night, but he became playmaking Cat and averaged 8+ assists during those games.
You think he's finally figured out that he can't just shoot his way out of a hole?
I don't know what's going to happen. But I guess the real question I have is, and I don't really know how much of an impact it truly will have on the outcome of this series, but it's the health of OG Anunoby. Missed the last 2 games of that Sixers series with the left hamstring strain. He is expected to play in game 1, but I do have some more stats if you'd like. But what are your initial thoughts on that series? Where's your head kind of at?
Initially, like off the jump, I lean Knicks. But then I have to remind myself that the Knicks will always nick, and that they haven't played a game in a week.
Yep.
They'll be almost 10 days, I think, by the time that they tip, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere in that ballpark. So then you start talking about rust. And luckily, the Cavs got to rest their starters for the fourth quarter of this last game. And then I look at Cleveland and go, last night, Game 7 was the first road win of these playoffs for the Cavs.
I think that was their second. I think they had 2 in that series in Detroit.
Did they pull one? I thought it was their first one. Man,
I think it was
either
2.
way, not great on the road in these playoffs. And if you don't think the Garden is going to be rocking with Knicks fans in the Eastern Conference, I mean, this is what they fucking live for. I don't know if you've been to New York lately, but it ain't the city it once was. They don't have much going for them right now. They're on the uptick, don't get me wrong, but this is it, brother. Like this is the of the lifetime here. So I think it's going to be a hostile environment, a tough place to win on the road anyway, and you're not good on the road. I'm hoping it's a great series, but if Cleveland can't figure it out, man.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I'm at. I lean Knicks. I feel like they have just been the more complete team this postseason. And alluding to that initial stat that I had read out to you, I feel like the minutes are just going to catch up to the Cavs. They're just going to lose the legs by the end of this series. And we kind of alluded to it in previous episodes. If the Knicks can't get to the finals in this year, they just may never make it to the finals.
They're never going to. This was the easier run in the East this year. And I think that actually plays to a bigger point of, I think a lot of these free agents are going to pick Eastern Conference teams because everyone's sitting there going, oh, the East is softer. It's just an easier path. Well, all of a sudden, all these guys come over from the West to the East, and now it's even harder. Hey, Knicks, capitalize while you can.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, is James Harden doing much for you with these Cavs?
Yeah, I think he changes the entire complexion of this Cavs roster.
I felt like he was just, the last 2 games he was out there. I don't know that he was necessarily a part of the idea.
I think that was earlier in the series where he had his struggles. I think the last couple of games, him and Donovan Mitchell kind of flipped the switch.
Donovan's a freak. Donovan's an absolute animal. I was kind of hoping they'd lose so he'd get pissed off and say I'm out of Cleveland and maybe another Eastern Conference team make a run at him. Not going to happen, but one can hope.
You're right. Harden did have a tough game.
Oh, last night? Yeah, he was just there. He was just a body.
But the rest of the series, outside of that, he played. Outside of game 2.
He gets his points. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he didn't feel like he was a part of the offense. He was just out there, and if he caught the ball at the 3-point, he hucked it.
Yeah, he's prone to those games every once in a while. But I do
Yeah.
feel like ever since they brought him over, he's been able to unlock the pick and roll, incorporating Evan Mobley and Jared Allen a lot more into the offense, which I feel like they were struggling with during the regular season beforehand.
Yeah, Cavs want to win. Just feed the Twin Towers inside going against Cat and Robinson. Just feed them.
Just get them in foul trouble.
Yep, and they're good at that.
But let's talk the series that I'm extremely excited for, although it came at the what do you call it? At the
I'm not.
demise of my Timberwolves.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, and it's a historic. I'm calling it the historic clash of titans. This when the San Antonio Spurs and OKC Thunder tip off tonight. And the reason I say that, Herb, is this is the seventh playoff matchup. More notes here. Seventh playoff matchup, first since 1997 finals, where both teams had an 8 plus 8 point differential or better in the regular season. OKC was at plus 11.1. San Antonio was at plus 8.3. In those 6 previous matchups, every single one of those series won at least 6 games. Does include the flu game. It does include MJ's pull-up jumper against Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple off the dome. But to set the stage here, Herb, a subtle reminder for you. The Spurs are 4-1 against the Thunder. The one team that had their number, including 2 games where they won by a combined 35 points in the span of just over a week, 2 weeks apart. But the big thing to watch during this matchup, I think, obviously, is going to be the San Antonio Spurs' success with Wemby off the floor. The Spurs were plus 50 in their 5 games against OKC with Wemby on the floor in only 125 minutes, which I feel like that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But with him off the floor, they were minus 24. So how do they handle those minutes when Wemby is off? But this is going to be a freight train meeting a brick wall, it feels like, or maybe just 2 freight trains going directly at each other and seeing who comes out. Because both of these teams have absolutely dominated their opponents in the postseason. OKC 8-0, their point differential improved to plus 16.6 thus far in the playoffs, while the Spurs are 8-3 with a point differential of plus 15, almost 16 points. So your guess is as good as mine as who wins this one, but damn right I'm excited for it.
I'm hoping that it goes down as one of the greatest conference finals of all time. But the issue is this NBA is all funky now, where we got 30-point losses in 2 game 7s in the semis. So I can't predict it. I don't know if SGA is going to get every call in the world. I don't know if Wemby's going to throw another elbow. It's such a toss-up. But in terms of the team matchups, we're going to see a big battle that's going to be a lot of fun. Chet versus Wemby, and if Chet's not there, it's Hartenstein, and it could be a lot of fun. And I think this could be a legacy game for a guy like Wembanyama this young, where it's like, hey, that was not just a defensive player unanimous and all that, but like that this series win, it projects him welcome to the true face of the NBA now. With LeBron, who knows? It's just with KD, the struggles. Wemby could put his stamp as the superstar of superstars in this series.
But I don't think it's going to come down to Wemby. I honestly think for the Spurs to potentially win this series, or at least be competitive in it, it's really going to come down to the play of their young guards, specifically Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper, because these are 2 young cats with 11 games of playoff experience between the 2 of them, and you are about to go into a goddamn hornet's nest in that Thunder's defense where you're constantly going up against Lou Dart and Alex Caruso and Cason Wallace. This is a team that just generates turnovers with the best of them. You saw that in the Lakers series where LeBron James had multiple games with 5, 6+ turnovers in that series. And that's a dude that is considered one of the top 2 players of all time. Imagine these 2 young cats in that environment that is OKC in the playoffs. And one turnover turns into 2, begins to spiral, and then, God forbid, it's a 15-point deficit before you even know it.
In a blink of an eye.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say this. I like Harper and I like Castle a lot. Like I think they're gonna be incredible players for a long time. I'm hoping the Spurs can keep the 3 of them together. Which, by the way, I mean it's just a mirror image of Tony, Manu, and Timmy. Like they've just rebuilt it, which is incredible. I'm not worried about Castle. I think Castle is going to guard and play with the best of them. I wouldn't have Dylan Harper anywhere near anyone other than Caruso and Wallace. Is it Wallace? Casey Wallace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have him out there trying to guard SGA. I wouldn't have him out there trying to even guard Dort. I don't see it. If somebody's going to get ate up on that roster, it's going to be Dylan Harper, and he's a 19-year-old kid. You know, what do you expect? He's playing at Rutgers a year ago.
I mean, you can try and pick on whoever you want on the Spurs, but you got the benefit of Victor Wembanyama lurking behind you too. That makes up for a lot of mistakes.
Sure. And if, OKC is smart, right, they're going to let SGA drive and they're going to try and get Wemby in foul trouble early. Now, thank God Wemby is an elite defender who knows how to use his body and he's grown into it to keep himself out of it. But we all know what SGA gets in this league. We all know how it's going to swing.
Mm-hmm. But it will be interesting in this matchup because I feel like that's where the T-Wolves struggled because we had Rudy Gobert as our center, but then we didn't really have another big that could stretch the floor and get Wemby out of the paint consistently to defend. And that's where it's interesting with OKC because you have Chet Holmgren, who is a great shooting big. Yep. He was probably top 5 shooting bigs in the league since he's came in. So that allows the Thunder to get Wemby out of the paint, make him guard on the perimeter, which allows a lot of those slashers that OKC have to maneuver in the paint without the fear of an 8-foot alien eating up everything that goes to the rim, you know? And then on the opposite side of that too, they also have Hartenstein too. So almost like a 1-2 punch where you get him out on the perimeter for a little bit, get him winded a little bit, and then you go throw Hartenstein down there and make him bang bodies and push him around for a little bit. Wemby might have his hand, not saying hands full, maybe overstating it a little bit.
I know what you're saying.
But they're not going to make it easy on him.
No, it's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama isn't going to go out there and have fun. He's going to go out there and he's going to get bruises and he's going to be sore. It's all about how well he recovers game in and game out. That's just going to be the reality of it.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think what else out there. About the series in general.
Hey, Pop's hanging around. God bless him. 77 years old, fighting the fight that he is. He's still there. Did you see the photo of him talking to Wemby after the elbow? Just let him know, like, hey, you're better than that. We expect more than that. And you talk about they did it the right way, man. The Spurs did. They got Timmy around this kid. Manu and Tony hang out with the Spurs in San Antonio. Like, you've got some of the greatest basketball minds to ever do it hanging around this young, influential kid. Dude, good for them. That's what I think they're going to hang their hat on, is just like, hey, you got legends whispering in this kid's ear, helping guide him. You got to believe that they are giving him every trick they ever learned, every piece of knowledge before this one.
Yeah, without a doubt. But yeah, that is kind of the highlights of that series. Game 1. Or we want to guess the line of this game before tip-off here in a little bit?
I haven't seen it. Obviously, OKC's favored. Is it double-digit or not?
No.
Okay, give me
Still
6.5.
feels high to me.
6.5?
You nailed that right on the head. I felt like that was kind of high.
Give me that.
I felt like that was kind of high when I saw it.
But again, you look at these games, man, and it's just like, your normal NBA betting that we would sit here and say, hey, game 1 of Eastern Conference Finals could be a 3 to 5 point game. NBA saying, brother, it's going to be a fucking 17-pointer. The script is written.
He can foresee the future.
In my third eye.
In other OKC news, SGA officially is the 16th player to win multiple MVPs, 14th to win them consecutively, joining a group that includes the Joker, Giannis, Curry, LeBron, Nash, Duncan. But I think the real funny part about this entire thing is, how they tried doing the entire show of it,
it's a production.
Yeah, Shams goes out there and leaks the winner on SportsCenter literally before the official announcement, and sounds like the NBA front office wasn't too happy about that.
Can we talk about Shams for a quick moment?
Depending where you're going with it.
Stop trying to be Woj. Woj is a legend of the game. A Woj bomb. Okay, I get it. We call it, they're sham bombs. It's not. Stop trying to be the first thing on the page. Okay? Schefter's got a leg up on you in his sport. You're not going to be that. Not yet. You're not Woj. Just stop it. Have some decorum and know a time and a place, buddy.
I mean, if you're not first, you're last in that industry.
I get it, but hey, Sham's been wrong before. Sham's going to be wrong again.
Also, I feel like that's just as much on ESPN putting him out there as it is on Shams.
You want to talk about that fucking network? Jesus, that shit is just. I mean, it is. Oh, I could go on for hours. The heyday of it all, and now what it is. I mean, listen, ESPN is feeling what VH1 and MTV felt about 2012. Okay, it's fleeting. I'm sorry. Do better.
I will say the only thing I do enjoy about ESPN is when I watch in the mornings now, and it's Randy Scott and I can't think of the other dude's name though. But their chemistry is awesome because they're actually best friends.
Yeah.
So it's hilarious to watch them or listen to them in the mornings.
Speaking of pundits, I didn't realize this. Apparently, I don't watch enough prime basketball games. Okay. Did you see who they had on their panel at halftime for this thing?
I know Udonis Haslem, right?
Haslem, Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin. Yep.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash. Ooh, yep.
And then one more international, legend of the game, arguably best international all time.
Well, it's not the Joker.
It's Dirk, baby.
Oh, Dirk.
What a lineup. Hey, Prime, you can keep doing basketball games, all right? Keep that up. Maybe leave football to everybody else, but basketball, go ahead and run with it.
I will say I do fuck with Prime Scorebug heavily. It's a beautiful masterpiece on my screen, and I love that.
Shout out Prime. Appreciate you giving us the broadcast. Hopefully they get some finals games, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what the breakdown of that. I think it's ESPN probably for all those games.
All the way, right?
Ooh, I want to talk Golden Knights. Did you hear this controversy? What went down here?
Real quick, hold on. Pause. Time out. You're jumping to the NHL. Don't avoid what you need to do.
What do I need to do?
You need to chastise Julius Randle and tell him to get the fuck out of Minnesota. Are you kidding? You're just going to glaze past it just like it was nothing? Are you kidding me?
I've had a week to sit on this one, and I've calmed down. But fuck, does that man look like he hates playing basketball?
What he gave you last year, and Rudy couldn't figure it out. Now Rudy figures out. Julius Randle's up on the concourse eating hot dogs.
You remember when we were earlier this show when we were kind of shit talking on Tobias Harris? I think I would have preferred having fucking Tobias Harris than Julius Randle.
I mean, there's an argument there. There's an argument there to be made.
But the worst part is, who the fuck's going to take him on in that $30+ million contract that he's on?
Nobody is fucking stuck with him.
But I will say the one thing that is pissing me off though about the discourse after this series is everybody's like, you know who would have been really helpful in this series for the Timberwolves? A 7-foot big that can drain threes on the edge. Referring to Cat, you motherfuckers. The entire reason we traded Cat is because of the fucking salary cap, and we knew we couldn't afford to keep him. You dumb fucks.
Plus,
you can't have one and the other.
Listen, Cat wouldn't have been the difference, I don't think. If Julius played up to what he's supposed to play up to, Cat wouldn't have been the difference.
Dude, he didn't even have to play up to what he was in the regular season. He just had to be serviceable. The dude didn't even look like he knew how to play basketball half the time.
Hey, the Monstars got him, bro.
Fuck, no, I think he probably might have been better if the Monstars took him.
And with the T-Wolves, as a T-Wolves fan, what do you make of the Ant thing?
I still don't know what to make of it. I still think it's just a wild thing to do in the middle of the game. Not that I don't know if I disagree. Like, we all knew they were taking the starters out. Sure. Give them their flowers. Sure. The timing just feels so off, though. Because it's not like it's the conference finals and there's some sort of like award ceremony that takes place after the game. Like, there's every bit the opportunity to do that once the final horn goes off. It just feels like it was an unnecessary thing to do in the middle of the game like that.
See, and I think it is all orchestrated, right? They asked him, how do you feel that you're going to be the face of the league? He's like, I want that shit. I think he just continually does things to make sure that he's a non-marketable guy. He just wants to play basketball and whatever, and he just keeps doing this shit.
But trust me, if you think this was some type of play for Anthony Edwards not to be the face of the league, just go look at any fucking press conference that he does.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying it's a
him shaking hands in the middle of the game isn't going to be what pushes him over the ledge. It's like, just that's what's going to stop him from being the face of the league.
No, I'm not pinpointing on this. I'm just saying it is just a series of events of just, okay, don't make him the face of the league. Just leave him in Minnesota to fucking get bounced early in the playoffs.
Okay, I don't know where that came from. Made at least the second round 3 straight years with 2 Western Conference finals. That doesn't seem early.
Sure.
Bounced early.
Earlier than I would expect him to be. Meaning,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Get his ass to the finals.
This is a fucking franchise that literally couldn't even sniff the playoffs for 20 years before Anthony Edwards showed up. He's been in the league for, 7 years now? And we've made it. He's probably has the most wins in Wolves playoff history already, and he's 24.
Yeah, get over the hump. That's what I'm saying.
Pump some brakes.
I want to root for the T-Wolves. They make it hard.
Trust me. Try watching them in the regular season. And Anthony Edwards, I will applaud him. That was probably one of the most mature post-game press conferences I've seen him, and the way he answered the questions. He's like, championship habits are built during the regular season. And then they followed up the question. It was like, well, do you think you guys built those championship habits during the season? And he was essentially like, hell nah. No, we didn't. So the fact that he was self-aware enough to know that and know that they can be better during the regular season to put themselves, I would say, in a better position come playoff time, I think that's a huge step in the right direction from a leadership standpoint from Anthony Edwards.
I had no issue with the post-game presser. I did like hearing that. No. I know some fans were like, what do you mean you weren't playing like champions every day? And it's like, no, he's admitting that they have to do more next year. Maybe taking a little shot at the coaching staff.
Well, I think he was more so because there's another question where he was more so like calling out without specifically saying names, like how some players, him and Naz Reid essentially kind of said the same thing, where some players just not super selfish, but plain selfish, where it's not the OKC Thunder where it's like free flowing, like doesn't matter who gets the basket type of thing.
Everybody's scoring, everybody's winning, baby.
Yeah. Like they both indirectly made statements about selfish play from this team specifically.
Yeah, no, I like that. I hated the handshaking thing. I fucking hated it.
I just don't even know how I feel about it. It was just so odd.
It's kind of like, you remember the banana boat thing with Wade and Bron and Melo and all that? Like how
Yeah.
everyone's all buddy-buddy in the NBA. Nah, go back to the 90s when everybody fucking hated each other.
I think there's one thing, like playing with intensity, and you can call it hatred during the game. But I am big on like respect after the fact. Like if they go in, and that's been Anthony Edwards' thing. Like last year when they got whopped by the Thunder, because he was talking a big game all last postseason, like belt to ass, doing the um, shit on KD in the playoffs, the stare downs and the shit talking. He's the first one to admit it's like, yeah, they kicked our ass. They were the better team. All the respect to them. I respect that. Like, go be the ultimate competitor, killer instinct on the court during the games, but have the respect at the end. Like, it takes a lot for professional athletes, I feel like, to be able to actually say something like that. You know what I mean?
I want Jordan and Isaiah talking shit in the media about each other, and Jordan forcing Isaiah off Team USA. That's what I want in the modern NBA. Give me that. I want the drama.
The drama. Okay, can I switch over to NHL now?
Makes for better sports podcasting. Yeah, now we can. Hey, talk to me about the NHL because unfortunately, I have fallen away. I have not caught a lot of the playoffs over the last week and a half.
Okay, so do you know anything about this controversy I'm about to throw at you?
Or centered around the Golden Knights. I haven't heard this yet, so this is virgin ears here.
Okay, so Golden Knights win Game 6 of their second round matchup against the Anaheim Ducks to win the series 4-2. But after Game 6, John Tortorella did not line up. You know how they do handshakes on the ice after series. He didn't line up. He did not partake in that. But then not only did he refuse to speak to the media after the game, they didn't even open the locker room to the media after the game. And then when it came to the press conferences, I think they sent one or two players. I think it was Mitch Marner either by himself or Mitch Marner and one other person out there, which usually it's like the media can call whoever they want to come speak to us type of thing. And Torch was like, no. So the NHL, as a result, well, first off, before I get into the punishments of it, to give you more context. So I guess this is due to frustration from the organization or from Torch specifically, because the NHL decided to suspend Braden McNabb for Game 6 because he had a gnarly hit on Ryan Poehling of the Anaheim Ducks in Game 5, and it was kind of sketchy. Like,
yeah,
ticky tacky, sure,
it's hockey,
but I don't know. I can understand the suspension. Let me put it that way. I could have understood no suspension. I could understand the suspension. But in addition to that, I guess the NHL had issued previous warnings to the Golden Knights about violating the media policy. Well, as a result of these antics after Game 6, the NHL stripped Las Vegas of a second-round pick in the 2026 NHL draft and fined Torts $100K for what they call flagrant violation of league media policies.
Suck my dick, NHL. That's what I have to say to you. You want to find the team? Go ahead and find the team. You want to find the player? 50-50. You want to take draft capital away for this shit? Grow up. Grow the fuck. There is enough media out there where you don't need that. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, but that now leaves Las Vegas Golden Knights without a second round pick and until I believe 2030, if I'm not mistaken.
So you're going to cripple the future of one of your premier teams.
Oh, fuck off. They traded all those picks between 27 and 30
crippling
already.
The future. This is collusion at the highest level.
Brother, they will go and just throw money at it somewhere else. I don't think the
They're going to
Golden
get the
Knights really
top 3
care.
free agents and just throw a bag at each of them. No, they don't.
Probably wouldn't be the fucking first time.
It sets a dangerous precedent, though. I feel like if you don't do that for the next one, if you don't strip draft picks and you're trying to make a point, it's like, how much faith do we have in the league office now?
I mean, how many times have we seen something like this before, though? I feel like this is such a random thing, you know?
Yeah, I get it. Do it in protest. You don't appreciate what the league did, so I don't want to participate in the league antics. I just want to play the game and go home.
Right. But that sets up, all things considered, that does set up the Western Conference Finals in the NHL. We got the Las Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Colorado Avalanche. And then in the Eastern Conference, we have the Carolina Hurricanes still waiting to find out who they will play. Currently, the Canadians are up 2-0 against the Buffalo Sabres, which is very disappointing because I really hope the Buffalo Sabres win this game because I love everything about Buffalo and their fan base. But Herb, we're down to 5 teams. Are you leaning to anybody in particular to hoist the cup?
Yeah, and I hate giving you these flowers. I hate it. It's Carolina.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
They will have gone almost, I think, 2 weeks between games.
Like 12 days or something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to see. The last game that they played was the 8th. The 9th.
The 9th? So, I mean, we're at 10 days tomorrow, today, when this episode releases. And I think, and I might be way off on this, but I think rest in the NHL doesn't affect Game 1 as much as it does, say, the NBA. I just feel like they need more time to recover and fresher legs win games. So the Hurricanes are a force. They're an absolute force. I've got Avalanche Hurricanes matchup for the Cup this year.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there.
Speaking of, real quick, live look, Canadians are up 2-0 after the first.
Brother, I just said that.
Did you?
3 minutes ago.
Oh, I heard you talk the matchup. I didn't hear the live look. You win some, you lose some.
Canadians are currently up 2-0, and it sucks because I really wanted Buffalo to win because I love their fan base. I think.
Yeah, I didn't hear the score.
Conversation went.
Well, you win some, you lose some, bud.
But it's going to Carolina real quick. It just is such an interesting team because they don't have like a true superstar on their team. It is how's the saying go? It is the sum of your parts. How's that?
Yeah, the whole, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yep. Neither of us know the saying, but we know the saying, baby.
Yeah. The sum of their parts are greater than any single person. Like, God forbid.
Correct. There it is.
Taylor Hall is leading this team in points in the postseason currently.
Yep.
Taylor Hall hasn't been relevant in years. Arguably, their 2 best players, offensive players at least, Seth Jarvis and Nikolaj Ehlers, they both only have 4 points in their 8 games played.
It's just good team hockey, huh?
Extremely. It's extremely impressive. I would also probably give a lot of flowers to Freddie Anderson. That dude is playing out of his goddamn mind right now. Saving 90.
Well, and they've got some youth to them too, which I feel like their youth is coming a little bit, and I think that's the not necessarily naivety of them, but the freshness of them. Guy like Jackson Blake, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 22 years old. Go get after it, young man. Playing well, playing in his position, not trying to do too much. Again, it's just good team hockey, and I think that's what it takes.
Yeah, without a doubt. So I think that I just wanted to point that out.
Are you taking Avalanche Hurricanes for the Cup?
Yeah, without a doubt. I like
you
I
think
said,
the Canes get that clean sweep though?
Hell no. I think that series goes 7. If we get there.
Ooh.
I like the matchup a lot. I'm trying to see if there's anything NHL outside of that I want to mention. I don't think there really is.
Not really, right? Like it's not like there have been any headlines outside of it.
No, it's been quiet. Okay, folks. Well, we've had some circumstances, aka a tornado has landed down.
Batten down the hatches, Iowa. Baby. Nader coming.
So we unfortunately will have to cut today's episode short. Herb, be safe. I don't know if your new place has a tornado shelter. Otherwise, find a nice bathtub to hang out in for a little bit.
Hey, me and the pupper, we're in the basement, brother. We're in the basement. We're good to go.
Okay. Well, I hope you got your canned foods, some bottled water ready to go. But that will be wraps on this week's episode of Don't Quote Us Sports. Come back next week to find out if Herb survives or not.
Hell yeah. See ya.
As always, leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow, tell somebody you know to give us a listen, and we'll catch you on next week's episode. Peace.
See you.